Madness.
Actual madness. You know what else is madness, Wardy?
This
Here in the top left, spawning as the blue Zerg player, it is going to be Rogue. And in the bottom right, spawning as the red Protoss, it's going to be MaxPax playing for team Exxon, who has every single race decal or logo, their flag represented, their symbol represented in their logo. A truly beautiful logo for Starcraft. The
I never noticed that.
The O is the Zerg, and the N has the little Terran wings or whatever you call it.
I never noticed
very,
that. That's
very
actually cool. And
Yeah.
then the X is like a DNA symbol because Starcraft's now DNA, right?
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Exactly that.
Yeah, exactly that.
You know what I'm actually excited about? Team Exxon are going to be in the new team league,
Okay.
and I just think they're such a cool kind of set of players to get to see against the Koreans like on a weekly basis.
Agreed. They have a cool lineup. It's Nina, Special,
Yeah.
MaxPax,
Yeah.
Cham, and
Go on, you can get it. I know
don't
who it
know
is.
it. Who is it?
It's Geralt, no?
Oh, it's Geralt. Yeah, that's true. Uh-oh.
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 Well, Rogue should have experience in dealing with cannon rushes. Parting beat him like 12 times with cannons in the past, like, 7 months, I feel like. Here comes the first cannon. It's going to be a cancel on both of these pylons and a single pylon to block off the rest. Yeah, that needs to be a cancel. Cybercore goes down 155. And I think our main man MaxPax is going to be pretty happy with this start. He opens. Gets a Zealot. Huh. Is he gonna... That pylon isn't in range of the ramp though, so there's no way, right? He's not gonna finish this pylon, no. I was thinking maybe finish the pylon and he cannons again, but maybe the Zealot is just for safety. I feel like MaxPax isn't the kind of guy that builds units for safety though, you know? If he builds a unit, it's to move across the map. He truly is the bunny of Terran in that way, you know? Or the bunny of Protoss, excuse me. Or perhaps Bunny is the MaxPax of Terran. You can pick what you want, Wardy. This is actually gonna do something. He's gonna keep cannoning on the high ground? What in the world is this?
I don't know. I have actually not like high ground vision for some reason, just to help the cannon, maybe?
Nah, no way. He needs to cancel. Okay, he doesn't.
I know, he's got a plan for it, man.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty crap plan though. He's gonna lose the Zealot for free. The Adept is gonna show up and we'll be able to take out some of these links at least. Okay, I have no clue what this pylon did. I mean, these links, some of them should go down. Rogue is gonna try to turn around and surround. But my man MaxPax has been practicing against Bly, so he knows about it. Metabolic Boost is about the... What? The battery on the low ground? Oh, he's trying to create a safe spot for his Adepts, I guess. And that pylon was just to win some time, nothing else. Just a time-winning pylon.
Okay. I'm not convinced, but honestly, a lot of the time when MaxPax does things, I'm left with this same feeling, and it usually works out. So you know.
Oh yeah.
It is what it is. I'll accept that. In the end, this will make more sense. The Adepts get surrounded. Obviously, the battery is here to keep them alive for a while. I mean, to be fair, it's a lot of lings. Yeah, it's a really bad trade for Rogue. No, don't tell me the Adepts get away.
At least one of them will.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
You saw that probe? He was gonna go block the...
Yeah, Adept.
He's so beautifully done. This is so well thought out. And here comes the first Void Ray already. This is a fantastic start for MaxPax, who's showing this world champion what it's all about to play against the Danish Hope. The first Danish player that's truly making a splash since, I want to say, Baby Night, no?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, Baby Night. Bunny, man.
Oh, Bunny. Jeez Lord. I forgot about Bunny. Liquid Bunny.
You can't catch me out on the Danish scene. That's why I got my big break, you know?
Yeah. Definitely.
You have no idea, I know, but...
I have no idea. Yeah.
I love how you're just like, yeah, definitely.
The Danish Star League, that's what it's all about. Now he has this Void Ray across the map, and there's still a battery, because Rogue was like, that cannon can be gone, but what are you gonna do with the battery? And MaxPax says, well, I think I can actually kill the Queen because of that battery, and Again, maybe even he can target down 2 Void Ray or 2 Overlords here. He could have even gone potentially for the. I don't like that he. Why is he chasing the drone? I don't like that. It's gonna be an Oracle. He should have flown that into the main base. I feel like he could have gotten more done with that Void Ray there. Huh.
Yeah,
that's a moment indeed.
He's going to get the third base, which is empty of defense, though. And the Queens can't get there very quickly because there's no creep between the bases. So
he
forces a massive drone pull, and he gets one drone in the process. He's going to have to back away again now. Maybe we'll try for one more drone. There's only a Queen here, but obviously the Void's kind of low. Finally, Rogue cleans up the pylons and cannons. And now an Oracle shows up. Yeah, but all the Queens are on this low ground, so the Oracle won't do much more.
Gets one more, though. Yeah. Gets one more. MaxPax slightly supply blocked as he loses that pylon. Didn't quite anticipate properly there. I don't find his follow-up very strong. He's going to be going into +1. Okay, now I'm seeing it. This is going to be disruptors into air. And I spoke a little bit with MaxPax yesterday. And he watched the Creator versus Rogue series, which was played earlier this week in Group C of the We Sold Out #2 here on the Wardy channel. And there he thought that looked quite powerful. Thought that had some potential there. That quick carrier style that the Creator used. We talked a bit about it and what we thought the potential was. And I'm curious to see what MaxPax is going to do with that. He's not known for his late game, right? He's known for having strong early game and then usually trying to end it with a good mid game timing, but. We'll see if he's capable of getting something done. These 2 Void Rays are getting some nice damage. I thought he was going to go for the Spore, actually, but he didn't. So, my thoughts were wrong, Wardy.
Unbelievable. Why do we even let you cast, man? Oh, Lings on the other side are going to be blocked. No entrance there on the third base. Couple of Adepts and an Oracle. So, yeah, MaxPax really well defended over on this side. Maybe loses out on this pylon. No, Rogue decides it's not worth finishing off, and at the same time, the Void's just going to rotate around, finding a different place to attack. Going to go for a Queen, which has to back away, and now maybe means he can get himself a little bit more damage here if he gets rid of these couple Queens. I mean, that's 2 Queens going down. When you're playing against Void Rays, having actual units that shoot up are pretty good.
Well, that's a fact there. That's a fact. He's going to go to the main base. He's just going to keep bouncing between these bases, isn't he? A little prick. Oh, he's going to way too deep into that Overlord. By the way, in my mind, he already started his +1 a long time ago, no? I think he cancelled and restarted it. Like, it should have been finished already. It actually is kind of a big deal. Like, Void Rays do a fair amount more. We have a Fleet Beacon on the way here. Yeah, it's going to be going for that Disruptor Carrier style that I was talking about. And, oh lord, I'm looking for Spire. Okay, 8 gas Spire here for Rogue. 81 workers already as well. We see the Oracle zapping these Zerglings away.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, Rogue's going to kind of stabilize at least, right, with the drone count and everything. Obviously, Spire coming through. I'm excited to see these Disruptors come into play and to see some carrier production, because I feel like if MaxPax can get onto that composition, it's going to be really difficult for Rogue to break it at that point.
Oh yeah, especially because we're playing on Romanticide, right? And here, oh, MaxPax actually looking for something. All his life he's been looking for something, Wardy. But it doesn't seem to come. And he just throws down a Revelation. He kind of was hoping that his opponent would do a Roach Queen push or something like that, though. You know, because you're getting your Disruptors out, like you have a nice early game. You kind of want your opponent to all-in into you. If your opponent just builds a lot of drones, ideally you actually go for Forged Twilight rather than the Disruptors, because it's simply just better. Not a full wall there on the bottom saves those Zerglings' lives, but it doesn't save the fourth base for MaxPax, which gets cancelled by these Lings, who do have +1. Sloppy split, and now he's also gonna lose a Zealot there. He's actually getting blasted a little bit by a relatively simple Zergling run by.
Yeah, Maulings come in, so they kill the probe that maybe could have gone for the rebuild. We'll finish off a pylon here. Nope, we'll go for the other probe and doesn't get it, so it doesn't get anything extra on the end. But yeah, no, Rogue making a lot of little things just work very well for him so far.
Yeah, we have 15 Corruptors on the way and Roach Speed. Both of these things surprise me. Oh my god, this is just too much. The damage is so big here. If these zealots... Oh my, okay, he has one more weapon. That's very, very big. These carriers will definitely help out. Now we have a snipe on the lair, which I'm not sure how big that's going to be. I'm not sure if we should keep going for it, or you switch targets. But can you outrun corruptors? Yeah, you can.
You can just about, right? But if he's going to be in trouble the moment he has to take a turn.
Nah, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. It might lose one. Alright. It's good kiting. Oh my god, this is on central.
Yes. Oh.
That was... Oh. That's extremely impressive, dude. Holy crap. That was very impressive. It's not easy to do that with ping.
Yeah.
Because you need to time that perfectly. That's super impressive right there. Now we only have 6 Void Rays remaining, 3 carriers. There's no batteries either. No, there's a battery in the network. Okay, that's why he's camping there. I was wondering. He wants to keep those carriers alive. Needs to move back a little bit with those Void Rays right now. Doesn't get the greatest trades. There's no... Okay, here we go. Okay. Now we have the overcharge, and he's gonna clean up some of these corruptors at least. Needs to be careful though, because his opponent is, or well, should be going up to 10 gas soon. Right now, just on 6, because he isn't really mining from that third base properly. Layers going down. +2 is about to finish up here for our good friend MaxPax, and there's 25 corruptors out on the map currently. This is what is this, Wardy? But this is not good, is it?
He gets a few Void Ray kills, gonna come back in, going for the carrier. I mean, the corruptor count is still taking a beating, but I think it's just gonna be good enough, right? The thing is, the carriers just aren't really that great against corruptors in this sort of numbers, especially. Right, the first few, if there's enough corruptors up, the carriers just kind of die, and even these couple of last Void Rays, the corruptors didn't really care about them. Now there's a couple of Archons on the ground, that'll be a bit scary, but these corruptors are going to go and caustic spray down the Nexus in the main or so. Nope, they're going to turn back around. I was already in the main base and they stopped going there, so I thought they were going to use their caustic spray because there's nothing to really stop them. He's actually going to use it on the third base, so uses it in the end, makes sense, right? Goes on the cannon, the Nexus, and there's just no way to defend this. A couple more Voids show up. I think it's worth losing the Corruptor to finish that off, and he just decides to leave too soon.
A slight error there. We see 19 roaches being produced. Now, I've seen a lot of weird things in my life already. This definitely qualifies as another one. As I guess the Rogue is looking for a kill move here. He saw that there was a ground transition happening, and he's like, hey, wait a second. I had my +1 range research earlier, if I recall correctly. Oh, the Link's gonna finish up that base. Caustic spray into the main base. Templar Archive is going to be the target, as well as that main Nexus. There's just like 3 Corruptors peeing right now, but a couple of the other boys join in, peer pressured into it. They didn't really want it, and I doubt their parents approve. We see a big counter attack coming out of MaxPax with the roaches. Oh my god, how many queens is it? 14 queens, and almost all of them with full energy. Big disruptor shot could trade. Yeah, they could change this fight.
Okay. I mean, the start was good. Hit some chunk of roaches, hit some queens. Obviously, queens don't die, but eats up a few transfusions already at least. The Corruptors get rid of the main Nexus, and a few of them going towards the third base now. Maybe can finish that off as well. MaxPax disengaging with this army over here. Do any of the Corruptors? Caustic Spray is ready in 2 seconds, and they can go for that third base again if they wanted, or maybe even just split across the main and the third base.
Yeah, I think you want to definitely be splitting them up. You know what's funny here, Wardy? Is that the ground army of MaxPax is really, really powerful right now. And I'm not saying he's straight up going to win, but how many larvae? Okay, there's still 23 larvae. That's a big deal. I thought if there's like 5 or 4 larvae left, this might be harder, but there's so much money, and if there's enough larvae as well, there should be infinite roaches basically heading into MaxPax's direction. As long as these Corruptors can turn into Broodlords though, at this point, they're not an asset. They're a liability, Wardy. And that's the opposite of an asset. Thank you.
I'm glad you explained that one to me. You know, without that, you know, grammatical analysis, I would have been lost in the sentence. Yeah, the Corruptors just, I mean, they're just kind of eating up supply, and okay, they're killing a base or so, but I don't think it's worth the supply that they're eating up. And MaxPax is kind of like, well, you know, you guys do what you want to do. He's still just fighting against pure roaches, it feels like, and it just, like you say, infinite roaches available, sure, but what if the roaches never kill anything? Which at this point it feels like is maybe somewhat possible with the fact that it is just roaches. Are they going to do enough in this fight? They kill one Archon?
I think so. The problem here that MaxPax is he's feeling pressured into attacking, but actually if MaxPax had maxed out on like 4 or 5 disruptors and a big army, as long as he doesn't lose more bases to these Corruptors and there's no Broodlords out, Disruptor actually would have won him every single fight. Every single fight he could have taken. There's what? How much supply is tied up in these Corruptors? Right? That's a crap ton of supply.
Yeah.
There's a good drone count as well. Like, he was going to be playing against a pure Roach Hydra army. If he gets up to 5, maybe even 6 Disruptors, and there's no Broodlords, he's never going to lose a battle.
Yep.
Not in a million years.
I agree. That's kind of what I was, when I was looking at the I was kind of thinking maybe his supply was a bit higher than it is, but you're right, right? I mean,
Still 160, yeah.
It's just not quite enough. Even when you take into account the Corruptor supply and you take that away, it's still a lot of supply from the Zerg, which is now also turned into Hydras.
No. I was going to end up losing all of the Disruptors for free. At least 3 of them will go down, and those were the real assets there for MaxPax Wardy.
The last one gets some revenge at least.
Yeah, but it's not enough revenge. Like, you need to keep this entire army alive and just basically take such a good fight that then you can take out 1 or 2 bases. And then Zerg needs to make a last stand and your Disruptors are off of cooldown again. But it's not going to be the case. After such a good start from MaxPax, he is forced to tap out. What a sad little turn of events for our Danish superstar. The better win rates for Zerg, obviously, because it can be considered a short map. I think it's difficult to defend all the bases because of how the ramps work, and it's just not a great map for Toswardy. That's all I'm gonna say about the topic for now. It's for loading into game number 2 of this best of 5 in the bottom right, spawning as the blue Zerg player. It's going to be Rogue.
That was like a really satisfying sound that you made.
The little pop.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I did it. It sounded good in my ears as well.
I can't replicate it loud enough for my mic to pick up. I think I can do it, but just not that loud.
I can't do it, Wardy. It's okay.
Okay.
This is a one-time thing.
Okay. Top left-hand side from Team X on MaxPax, who has a nice quick probe across the map to go blocking up that hatchery right from the start. I'm just sat here making stupid faces, man, trying to pop.
Yeah, me too. I've been trying for a bit now. It's not working anymore. Sometimes you know when to call it quits. You know, we quit at my peak. I quit at my peak.
Yeah, I mean, I quit at my low point. Didn't even get close.
Consistent, Wardy. You were a consistent player.
Wow.
Very consistent player. All right. What do we have here? Wardy? We have a pool coming down. We have our standard extractors. And we have no forge, which for anyone else would be considered out of meta. But for MaxPax, this is now not a standard game anymore, where he's heading into new territory. Mm-hmm. For MaxPax, this is a completely unique game.
Yeah.
It's a nice chess joke there. Nice. Yeah, you ever watch any chess streams, Wardy? Of the tournaments or something like that? Whenever like a move happens that has never been done before, you know, and this now is a completely unique game. Ever since then, I've been trying to make this a thing in Starcraft as well. Whenever something dumb happens,
yeah,
but it hasn't really caught on. No one else finds it funny, but
well, now I know. Now we're in on the secret. We get it.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
We'll start laughing. We'll make it.
We'll start laughing.
The thing is, one person doesn't make something a thing. You need everybody else to join in.
That's
right?
true. That's true. Yeah. If there's no mob, then there's no mob mentality. It's just, I think you're just mental. It's not good. All right. Adapt. Wait, what is this warp gate timing? What was this warp gate timing? Ding dong.
Ding dong. Right, it's store time. I don't know.
Nice try, Amazon man. You ain't catching me with your packages.
What if he actually has one for you?
Nah, no chance.
No.
Nah, that's just 0. Actually, what is this? Second gate? And it gets scouted. The thing is, I'm not even sure if scouting this is good for a rogue. He's going to be so confused.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I complained was because his warp gate started too late. Like, this wasn't an instant warp gate. This was like 5 or 6 seconds after he could have. And he wasn't building any tech. So it's like a weird fake. Mm-hmm. And now it's 3 gate, but there's no pylon on the map. Then he goes into Twilight.
Yeah, he goes into like an adept attack into delayed glaives.
This is what SOS played against Serral at Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2020 on Nightshade, this build, except then executed better. You can check that replay.
Okay, I will. I've seen MaxPax do this a few times lately, and I want to say it works sometimes, but like never when it really should. Like it feels like the opponent always has like a defense against it, and it's just like it's the typical, oh, I didn't move my units properly against the Glaive Adepts, and I died. So, yeah, I'm not convinced about it. He adds on 3 extra gateways, so he's gonna go all out with the timing, and really try and win this off of 2 bases or so.
I think he completely messed up the build order, though.
Yeah, I think so too. It's definitely not as clean as usual. Usually, he does this shade out with like 6 to 7 Adepts, I think. And this is 4. Now, I'm not saying I'm a mathematician, but I think 4 is less than 6.
Yeah, yeah. The reason I'm saying that is because usually you'd have your second warp in if you're playing fast glaives with this. Like,
yes.
420 is your second warp in timing. So he's just behind.
In every way.
Yeah, okay, this is...
And now he's going to lose an Adept as well.
Yeah, okay.
And he had to use a recall.
I've never seen this build before. And I wouldn't have minded if I had never seen it, Wardy. This is... I mean, it's a little bit unlucky, right? Because I think he just messed something up in the early game. Then the Ling comes in, scouts it, and I think that kind of threw him off. So there's like a couple of factors that make it a worse situation, but... yeah, this so far hasn't been it. There's 3 roaches on the way. There's no roaches out yet. Perhaps this first shade can do something, though. There's a crap ton of adepts, I have to admit. 14 adepts. It is a lot of adepts. He can move into the 3rd base. He can probably 2-shot a couple of these roaches. Yeah, that's 1. That's 2. He's gonna be able to do some damage. What a shade. Freaking MaxPax, man. This is ridiculous. Tricking Rogue into a false sense of security with his weird opener, and then boom, he shades in, gets it. This isn't enough, is it, Wardy? I got too happy too quickly. Oh, shade finish in the natural. There's a roach there, a lot of targeting on that queen. 2 transfuses hit immediately though. Bunch of adepts running into the 3rd. Yeah.
This spine 100% did its job as well, right? There was another transfuse. Oh my god, he didn't even need it. The spine did its job because wasting adept shots on the spine. Just, I mean, it's perfect. Like 100 minerals to soak all of that. Absolutely, he would take that trade anytime, Rogue. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, he's very happy with this. This looked like it was potential, or I had potential for MaxPax, but yeah, it just didn't work out, huh?
Did not work out. Definitely did not work out. So we have 6 adepts being warped in again. We have a dark shrine on the way as well. Lair is very late. There's no way, right, Wardy? Tell me that there's no way. That the dark shrine is too late, right?
I mean, even it's gonna finish when the lair finishes, so even if it's somewhat successful, you can just morph in an overseer, right? Like even if there's like no preparation, you just morph in an overseer, and it might be like slightly bad, but like is it gonna turn the game around? No, it's gonna like make up some of the lost ground, but yeah.
If anything. What if he warps in 4 DTs onto the 3rd base, shades into the main, and then there's chaos, and there's a lot of it.
Well,
is that possible?
Chaos needs to be MaxPax's best friend, right? Because that's the only way he's gonna get Rogue to drop so much of an advantage.
Unless he's a friend in Korea that can destroy the cable. Oh my god, run by into the main base, which somehow I missed as well.
He didn't even shade in, he just walked into here.
Yeah.
This was impressive.
This is not it, guys.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong run. I was looking at the wrong run by. I was watching the adepts literally walk into the main. I didn't see the Lings.
Okay. These links are in. This is just actually going to be it. There's no way that MaxPax can recover from this. Unit lost that looks absolutely disgustingly in. Oh, 1 DT into the main base.
There's an overseer.
Yeah, but is there an... Okay, there's 2 overseers already. And there's 1 DT, 2 DTs currently. And then both of them are outside. Yeah, 35 works against 40. This has been a chaotic game. Extremely chaotic. And I'm very, very surprised by this build order choice. And yeah, the execution just wasn't there this game. A little bit. Some unfortunate events happened, but not having a unit in the wall. Yeah, it's one of those things that happens once every 50 games, you know, and you just pray to God it's not going to be in a tournament. Like, it just happens, you know, and you hope that it doesn't cost you the game. But yeah, something went wrong there. Perhaps the unit not on hold position, so the links kind of poke it out, you know, like he moves in with the links, and then you start chasing the links, and it's like, oh crap. He just walks in, and yeah, it's very, very bad situation. I actually think otherwise these DTs might have been able to do something, but now the Overseers were morphed kind of preemptively, just as Chaos truly did Ensu with those Adepts as well. So MaxPax tried his best to still make it work, but it's just simply not going to be enough for now, as I think Rogue is gearing up for what seems to be an unstoppable force already. And now people always wonder what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. I have a feeling we will not get the answer to this game, because I think MaxPax is a very movable object.
I hate it when our philosophical questions just never get answered, man.
Yeah.
What do we even watch Starcraft for at that point?
Yeah, it's a good question. Back to work, guys.
It's like we can't even answer, you know, if a tree falls in the forest because there's no freaking trees. Well, there's trees, but there's no forest.
No forest, just trees. Here comes the queens marching across the map. There doesn't have to be a Stargate for this Zerg player to start marching across the map with his queens. Overseers there to provide detection as well. We have 4 sentries with 2 force fields each, or almost 2 force fields each. And there's a single battery. I'd be extremely impressed if he managed to do something good here. He gets a couple of force fields down, splits the army in half. Good initial engagement. Rogue actually missing a bunch of his biles right now. But Arco is tanking a lot, but actually getting damaged down while he's being healed by the battery. And then you know you're in a bad situation. The queens are a little bit too late to the party, but perhaps the after party will still be fine for them, as Rogue takes game number 2 in a... Yes.
Alright,
Are we back yet on your stream?
Yeah, we're back. I'm gonna BRB 1 sec. I'm gonna put you in charge once we get in game.
Okay. Are you still here?
Yes, we're not in game yet. I'm gonna put your camera on, so you...
Ah, okay, cool. Okay, we're ready?
Go wild.
Okay. In the top right corner, spawning as the blue Zerg player, playing... Dang it, you still are here. It's going to be Rogue. And in the bottom left, spawning as the red Protoss, it is going to be MaxPax. Now, this map is extremely interesting. Like, if you look at some of the features on this map, for example, here over at the third base, you can clearly see that there's a ramp there, which makes it kind of difficult for the Zerg to move up there. And then on top of that, the fourth base can be relatively easy to defend as well. We see a quick block by MaxPax blocking this natural. Third base being taken for Rogue as always.
Why? I put you in charge one time. Never again. I literally could have put it on anyone else's camera and you would have been introducing the wrong players and everything and you'd look like a fool, and I put my faith in you. And you just sat in the top left corner. Zoomed in.
The best part is I pretended that I was showing other things as well to really freak out your chat.
I know.
That's what got me.
And you know they fell for it too. Like.
Yeah, of course they did.
I know. I know. Now it's my fault as well. Oh my god.
This is great. Oh, I was so excited when you said you were gonna BRB, because I had this planned in my head from the moment you said those words.
I love how the first time I was still here and you just got called out for it too. You just go straight back to the same old bullshit. Like,
yeah, of course.
Amazing.
That was great. Alright, we have MaxPax opening up with your standard Nexus into core. It's gonna be curious to see what he'll follow with after. Usually we see Stargate, but with MaxPax you never know. It's Adept, no Warp Gate yet. Could still be a second gate though, apparently. As he's been showing, no, it's going to be a Stargate this time. I like it. Something a little bit more standard. We could potentially be seeing some Glaive builds, but also wouldn't completely surprise me if he just goes into that Void Ray Disruptor style.
Yep. No, we actually haven't really seen so much of that, at least off of like a very regular opening, right? Obviously, the game 1 opening was a little bit funky from the start, so just gonna play.
Good though. It was good.
Yeah, no, I liked it.
That's what messing with me, you know. That opener was so good for MaxPax, and yet he still didn't manage to win it. So this is one of the things that can really make you doubt whether you want to play it again, you know? If you don't realize like what your mistake is, if you can't pinpoint an easy mistake, it can be tricky and to mid-series decide, okay, I'll just play that again. Opens up with an Oracle, not with a Void Ray, okay. 14 links on the... What the world are we seeing? This is a lot of freaking links. 19 links total here for Rogue, who is going to build 19 links and still lose 2-3 drones. This is such a good start for MaxPax. Holy crap, this is good. Oh my god, are you joking?
Wow.
4! Up
4.
10 workers right now. 10!
10!
13!
13! 12.
Okay, this was like a Ling flood to kill the 2 adepts that are standing at home on the 3rd base, right?
Yeah.
But instead, MaxPax is like, well, only losers go home. I stay on the other side of the map, shades back. There is an Oracle on the other side of the map. There is a Spore in the main. Oh, dude, there was nothing.
3rd base.
Nothing at the 3rd.
Wow.
It was empty.
That's
He's
unfortunate.
gonna actually lose
The Cybercore?
lose his Cybercore, yeah. Not the worst thing that could happen. Oh my god, the 3rd base was so vulnerable. If he flies in there, gets 3-4 more workers, this game is almost over. Like, we can just go into the next one. Now, Rogue has been in bad situations already this series, so it's not completely unimaginable that he can come back into this game, but this wasn't it for him. Okay, we see a Pylon go down, we see a Nexus go down.
Okay, well, Ling is going to grab an Adept here, going to commit forward despite the Void Ray damage, and going to go and find a probe on the 3rd base as well. Going to keep on fighting for a little while longer. As yeah, we go into 2nd Stargate from MaxPax, so we get ready to really keep cranking out the Void Rays, but Rogue on somewhat of the path to recovery, obviously still not ideal.
Yeah, +1 on the way here. Ooh, you know what we've seen Rogue do once during Intel Extreme Masters, Katowice?
What?
I'm glad you asked. He went for Ling Bane of I want to say it was 3 gas, but potentially 4 gas against stats on Death Aura, and then just straight up committed to a late game. He went a lot of queens early on, which is what we're seeing here as well, 8 queens, and we see him currently sitting on 3 gases, fast +1. Is it possible, Wardy? Is it possible that he will be playing that?
It could be.
1 gas being targeted down here by the Void Rays, not using the overcharge.
Yeah, they
which
could have had it,
surprises
right?
me.
Yeah.
See 2 adepts into that 3rd base as well. Still no Spore there, by the way. Rogue has been almost consistently out of position with his queens as well, away from that 3rd base. I feel like if that Oracle went towards the 3rd, or well, what's the natural, but at the 3rd base location, once again he should have been able to do some damage. 18 links being produced right. Is this Queen Nidus with +1? Is this a Queen Walk with +1? Like, I have absolutely no clue what's happening here.
I mean, it has to be something, right? You're just drone counts in 55. He's going to add a few drones now. Loses a queen in the main base. Void's going to try and go for a Spore Crawler. There's a 2nd Spore as well, though, but it does open the way to maybe hit that Extractor again. Another queen going to commit to not actually get any kills. I mean, the Lings are across the map into a pretty well set up defense from MaxPax. Everything from Rogue is just flopping heavily in this game.
Yeah, this has been a game of failure so far for Rogue, who is right now on 8 queens, adds 2 more. MaxPax almost loses a Void Ray there. I love that he attacked the Spore with the overcharge, by the way. And I was like, wait a second, these Spores aren't actually defending anything.
Yeah,
for the hatchery. It's like, I think if he uses the overcharge on that hatchery, he can get very, very close to getting that. And we're talking an extremely bad situation. So it's going to be 6 gas. Second Evo chamber, +2 on melee. We have 5 Banes and 16 more Lings on the way. The Banes are on the right side. There's no Baneling speed yet though, so we'll see if MaxPax is going to be able to respond quick enough. As Rogue loses a bunch more Queen's gonna end up losing this fort base if he isn't careful. Can we get an overcharge? No, overcharge is on cooldown.
Yep, it's dead base, right?
Doesn't
even
matter.
transfuse
No
it.
transfuse.
Wow. Everything about this game is not so hot for Rogue right now, is it? There's a couple of Banes, slow walk into the third, they get handled pretty easily.
The Rogue sandbagging to kind of lure his tomorrow's opponents into a fake sense of security, maybe. Like, this is, if you last 2 games, he was playing freaking fantastic. Like his unit control, everything was perfect. But now, like it just isn't there. This was good.
Yeah.
Good target fire by Rogue. Gets 2 of those Void Rays in a very bad fight, or well, a fight that probably he shouldn't be able to get anything done in. However, this base is gonna go down. There's charge. This is the most random attack, by the way. What is this? This is +1.
Charge lots, voids. There's no units out though for Rogue, right? So it's gonna work. Like the Lings are just across the map, so these Zealots are just getting on top of the Queens and removing the anti-air. Yeah, I mean, even when the Lings show back up, the Zealots are gonna trade pretty well still. I mean, geez, these Queens are still going down as Voids just continue to have their way with them. A couple transfusions this time actually going down. He doesn't need to start target firing that low health Void. He does, and he actually gets the kill on it as well. I mean, MaxPax still losing Void Race here despite getting the Queens. I think it's still going to be good for MaxPax altogether. I mean, you look at everything that he's set up on. He's denied that base a couple of times from Rogue. Rogue has lost drones. There's more Zealots just running across the map to try and put an end to this game.
Yeah, 3 Archons on the way as well, and here come the Void Rays. Oracle joins in. No, decides not to. I mean, I think this game is just completely over, right? 129 supply against 112. There's 3 Banelings on the way. There's 12 Roaches on the way, but the anti-air has disappeared almost completely. There is 3 Queens, but I think they're just now trying to join the fight. GG gets called as MaxPax wins the game death. If I had to explain this to anyone else, no one would believe me. I have no remaining Protoss, Wardy. Yes, yeah, Group C was hard on the Protoss count this tournament. That really put a bummer into the Protoss fan.
Yeah, you know, if the Group C Protoss plays... Honestly, I look at Group C, and what I think is it's one of those scenarios where you expected the table to be upside down, right? But in fact, it wasn't.
In fact, it wasn't.
No.
Yes, I completely understand what you're saying.
You know, maybe next time we'll just have to invite a different set of Protoss players.
The superior set of Protoss players. Perhaps the issue isn't with Protoss, but with the player. That is completely possible, of course.
You know what? It's not the Protoss players' fault. It's my fault for believing in them in the first place. Like,
we're already taking full responsibility once again. Love to see it. We have a simulator coming down, and no scout. But yeah, weird scout timing here, Wardy.
Gate into back to the high ground, gas into scout. Yeah, it's not a new one.
Is this just in time to deal with a 12 pool? Yes, but you're losing your most valuable thing against the 12 pool, and that's the fact that you can block the natural. And you're even not really in time. No, okay, it's just... Might as well not scout. Look, he throws down the Nexus before he sees if there's a hatchery.
Yeah.
Or he... Yeah.
Like, just right. It was too late to kind of go back and stop it, I think.
Yeah. They're very odd opener. Now goes 21 supply before Cyber. Oh, I'm gonna have to have a little talk with MaxPax after this, because I'm not a big fan of it. The opener seems odd, to say the least, but we're gonna be going into a more standard game, no forge shenanigans. I'm curious to see what MaxPax has planned for us right now.
Yep. Let's just see the probe coming in. Just gonna go and nibble up. Oh, my mouse just went crazy. Oh my god, I'm playing with like 10,000 DPI. I'm back.
Did you fix it?
I'm back,
Okay,
yeah.
good job. Proud of you, buddy. Ooh, Stalker. Stalker as a first unit, no Warp Gate. Stalker, Stargate. What is the follow-up here? If he plays Stalker Void Ray, I will have to pause the game and insult him, Marty. It just sometimes you just need to do things that might sound big, but it probably is the like, this has to be an Oracle, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind. Imagine if it was Warp Gate, then Stalker. And then you can. I don't mind the Void Ray as much in that case. I still prefer Oracle by a lot, but Void Ray is okay then, because then at least the Warp Gate is fast. But now you're denying vision. It's so obvious. It's still a Stargate. Even though the first game he also delayed the Warp Gate and went into 3-gate. MaxPax is probably one of the only players that when playing like the weird build orders, he also delays his Warp Gate a bit. That used to be really popular. You remember that?
Yeah. Delaying Warp Gate and all that stuff. You saw it all the time.
Yeah. Legendary days, Wardy. Better
Legendary
days.
Better days? You like those as well?
No, I don't. It was awful. But
Just
it's okay. Been feeling this pain inside for so long. Alright. What do we have here, Wardy? What are we looking at?
Not much in a Ling Patrol on the side. Good vision just in general from Rogue, and yet the Oracle still slips up the left without being seen. Now an Overlord spots it though, so nothing on this third base anyway. And Rogue can just position the Queens to start deflecting this Oracle. The moment it flies into the natural, and there they are. Turn, they shoot. The Oracle says, nope, not today.
No drones today though. The Oracle flies away. And we'll probably... Oh, doubles back in. Rogue should be quick enough. Yep, Extractor just in time. Now we'll try his luck into the natural. But once again, Rogue says, adios, my friends. We're not gonna do this. Oh,
Phoenix.
The Phoenix. I like this, Wardy.
Someone did this the other day. Was it you?
Yes, but I did it different. So I was doing the version that Zes did against Raynor on Oxide, where you skip Warp Gate altogether. You move out with 5 Phoenix. He did with 2 Void Rays, but I thought that was a bit too obvious. So I've been doing it with Oracle Void Ray. But Solar is too good at scouting, man. Sometimes you know the Zerg is aware of what kind of crap you're pulling. Like he poked up to see the Cybercore researching 4 times, and I was like, yep, Solar, you know what's happening. I know you know what's happening. You can stop pretending now, you know? It's like, come on, buddy. The joke is over, you know. The gag is up. But Solar just kept going back. Like, oh yeah, still. And then he was completely ready. He did nothing. And I think I got owned by a knight as like half a minute after. But here, except for the small supply block that MaxPax experienced earlier, I think this is a pretty nice opener for him. One of the reasons why it's such a nice opener, by the way, is because a lot of Zergs like being on the edge of the creep with their queens.
Yeah, no, and it's then they're very abusable. You can lift them up, you can get rid of them. It obviously makes sense, right? Because like against Void Rays, you can still pull back against them, right? But against the Phoenix, you can obviously not do that. You get lifted, you're stuck in position, and then you're out of position, you die. So it's a play on the meta, as we see the Twilight and the Forge and the Robo all behind this. So he's not wasting any time to set up there. He stacks up to 7 Phoenix and will now move across the map, still making Phoenix. I mean, I don't know how he's affording everything, to be honest.
Well, his Forge and Twilight are really late, Wardy.
I know. I know. I just like to make these comments sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well, Wardy did know why they were so late. It's because the Forge and Twilight were delayed. He just was doing a figure of speech. Don't worry, guys. We have a couple of drones being lifted, a queen being taken out as well. This is a good start for MaxPax as Rogue. What? Throws down an infestation pit.
Okay.
And starts and adds 2 more queens as well.
You're gonna go like Queen Swarm Hosts.
Is it possible against Phoenix? I don't think it is, honestly. You know, with this type of Phoenix count, I think a delayed +1. Yeah, okay, perfect. I really think this is worth it. There's another queen that's gonna go down. You're getting in the territory where if you have +1 at this point, like it's gonna be really easy to pick up like lone queens here, there, and everywhere. This has been a fantastic trade so far for MaxPax. Hasn't lost anything, killed 1400 resources, forced out a bunch of roaches that are going to be completely useless. He has enough units at home to deal with this run by as well. MaxPax picks up another queen, sees the lack of a fort base, starts a Colossi, starts a Templar Archives. Please don't lose these probes in the natural. The Oracle. The
roaches get in. They're going to do more than we expected. They unpower the Robo facility already. Now a few roaches up into the main. Going to go after some probes over here. Phoenix are still on the offensive. They're going to be looking for more. But at the moment, this is finally Rogue getting his way and getting some damage done. Still costing the roaches, which again don't have much other use. But then Yeah, I mean, there isn't now a ground army on the way, and he's actually building more roaches, so...
Yeah, and really also the thing is that if this happens 3 minutes ago, it's different, right? But at this point, MaxPax still is on 61 workers after losing those 10. Like, he was on like 69, 68 workers, so it's not like he lost a bunch of mining. So in those cases, we can... Usually killing economy is good because you're also denying mining. But Rogue didn't actually deny that much mining. So then we just look at the pure value trade here, which if you lose 10 roaches and 15 links for 10 probes and like 2 zealots, that's actually a fine trade value-wise for MaxPax, which is what we'll be looking at the moment we're not in that building up phase anymore. There's double spores in the main base, but MaxPax realizes he has enough Phoenix, sees the infestor, which is nice, also dodges that first shot. This is West, isn't it?
Yes.
This is a great start for a West game. He is in such a big lead right now. He has 2 Colossi out, he's getting Thermal Lens. We see Neural Parasite. Okay, this game is going into interesting territory again. MaxPax just has this effect on everyone. Like, we say that MaxPax plays odd, but... and sure, Phoenix Colossi is not something we see every day unless it's PvT, but... Roach, Neural, Queen... I haven't seen much of that either, Wardy.
No, it's definitely not the standard, right? The Phoenix just going to say, well, get rid of these infestors from the equation. 1 fungal goes down, the Colossi and Archons left to do the damage. I mean, the fungal's still on those Phoenixes. 1 more comes through. Is there anything left? I don't think so. I think there's 1 fungal remaining. He's going to get it 1 more time. But the Phoenix are killing off these infestors, and there's just a few left over. Rogue is just about going to push this away from MaxPax, but it was expensive for Rogue, right? I mean, all these infestors go down, so that's a huge investment now he doesn't have, and especially when he was building towards Neural, because now he definitely does still want to rebuild them.
Yeah. A lot of drones just went down against 4 zealots that Rogue completely forgot to respond to during this fight. Without that, I think this actually would have been okay for him, because he did trade semi-decently. Right now, though, he's pretty much all in, and I actually think MaxPax is doing his opponent a favor here. MaxPax doesn't need to attack. He has a 4th base, he has a... Oh my, this is the 2nd stasis that hits massively, by the way. I still think MaxPax should just go back, though. There's no reason for him to be here. Why are we here right now? We are supposed to be at home. He has 2 robots. He's just building disruptors. Disruptor is the counter to both the infestor with Neural and also to the roach. And thus is the perfect call right here. It's great against Ravagers as well, by the way. Let's not forget about that. Holy crap, disruptors are good against this entire unit composition. If he gets 4 disruptors out, I'm having a very difficult time seeing Rogue get back into this.
Yeah, and he's going to try and get aggressive down the bottom side, pushing down towards the 6 o'clock. He's got to take down these rocks to open the space first. I mean, with the High Templars here and with the fact that we've got the Colossi, you've got to imagine that there's just no pushing through this position. Rogue's going to back away. There's a Prism in the main base. He's going to have to go and deal with this as MaxPax rallying straight into that main. And a few roaches get here. Most of all, Rogue is just backing away from the fight, though.
Yeah. 5 Templar. All with at least a single storm each. Well, all just with 1 storm each. Said at least like there was at least 1 with 1 more, but all 5 of them have 1 storm, so 5 storms. We have 3 disruptors, 4th disruptor just popped as well. So lots of splash available for MaxPax. I don't understand why he's attacking before maxing out though. He's playing against a guy that wants to attack into him. Just go back home, relax, grow your disruptor count. You have air control as well, meaning that run bys are a lot less strong than they should be. I don't mind the posturing, kind of forcing Rogue to keep everything at home. Otherwise Rogue perhaps could set up a counterattack and it might make it difficult. But I don't think MaxPax needs to attack before he is maxed. He's hitting 1 disruptor shot okay, 2nd disruptor shot does nothing. Storms not being great against Roach obviously, and MaxPax actually kind of getting caught off guard here. It's a very big disruptor shot though, holy crap.
Yeah, another disruptor really landing as we do see an Archon morphing gets picked up. Another disruptor shot from the bottom left hand side comes through and connects. Rogue is still just trying to chase down what he can. He's actually starting to kill some of these disruptors. Then some zealots show up to flank in though. And MaxPax still has money, by the way, so if he can just warp in a few more units here, he's just going to be able to outnumber Rogue easily on the reinforcement wave. And yeah, he's just going to start warping in some zealots. There's no biles available, so that Prism is safe. That means that everything in the frontier is going down. A couple of Phoenix is going to lift whatever they can as well. Disruptor shot flies through. Again, not enough corrosive files available, so the Prism survives, and that is going to be MaxPax cleaning up Rogue on Oxide to seemingly take us to the first 5th map of the day.
The first 5th map of the day in this in this beautiful tournament of Wardies. You see a big warp in of Stalkers here, +2 finally finishing up as well. There's still 3 Colossi for that constant damage output that is sometimes difficult to achieve against big Ravager numbers, but this army is perfect. Oh, Jesus, that was a beautiful snipe. Oh, MaxPax needs to be careful. Of course, it's being played on West, so his movement wasn't as clean as it usually is. So Rogue ties the single W, and MaxPax wins game number 4. Bringing it all back home here, Wardy. The final map in this best of 5 is going to be played on Pillars of Gold. And what a day it has been already. 3 best of 5s. Well, 2 best of 5 behind us. 1 still to go, which is going to be the fantastic Solar versus the brilliant Sol. But before we get there, would you look at this? Game number 5, our first game number 5. Between these 2 premier players. In the top right, spawning as the red Protoss. Playing for Team Axon, it is going to be MaxPax.
Taking on the blue Zerg from Dragon Phoenix Game. In bottom left, it is Rogue. How are Dragon Phoenix Gaming allowed to have so many good players?
It is quite crazy. You hate to see it if you need to play against them in a team league called the World Team League.
I'm excited for you guys to show them how it's done.
And I can't wait to play in the WTL.
Can we not use the acronym? I'm still salty. My favorite thing is the intro of the announcement post, like, with the lack of team leagues as of late, we are happy to introduce the WTL. I'm like, what about my WTL, guys?
Yeah, it's a major yikes.
I know. Very sad.
It's okay, Wardy.
It's okay. WardiTV Team League will never have Season 10. It's official.
It's okay, Wardy. It's okay. We can just rebrand.
To what? The Hearthstone Team League? HDL?
Just a different word for team.
Squad. The WSL. WardiTV Squad League.
I like it.
It's better as well because you've got the mercenary teams, right? So then they're kind of more squads anyway than teams.
I like it.
We could actually change the L as well. Like, it doesn't have to be league.
Yeah.
WardiTV Squad
Competition.
WSC. It's just WCS for dyslexic people. Unfortunately.
The World Team. The Wardy Team Competition. WTC.
WTC.
I like that. Then we have, you could just series. Or we could call it the Wardy Competition Series. The
Wardy Competition Series. WCS. You know, I was at one where I was like, hey, we could do the WardiTV Championship Series. Like, oh, that is actually just WCS. Shit.
Yeah.
And that's why all the Wardy tournaments are called
Invitational?
Yeah, why not? Oh. Stargate opener from MaxPax for game number 5.
That is indeed true. Another good observation from the British commentator.
You know, so what I did here was I looked at the production tab, saw the Stargate, and was like, right, I'll talk about that.
Smart. All right, we have the Stargate going up, most likely going to be going into what appears to be a Void Ray first. As I noticed the energy levels being high, Wardy, or low, so we need to up that a bit, because this is a really exciting game actually, and it's very exciting that MaxPax actually is managing to do this well against Rogue. MaxPax is a little bit inconsistent though, isn't he? It's a little bit inconsistent at times.
I think that's what he's lacking. You know, some days he shows up and he puts up a fight against anybody in the world, and other days he kind of just looks a little bit like, oh. But is that not his style in a way, just for the fact that, you know, he does weirder things, right? So it's not always as consistent, too?
This is also a bit the Protoss condition, you know? Like, it's difficult to be very consistent with Protoss, I think, because you're always going to be a little bit more reliant on early game build orders as well, especially when we're talking things like like PvZ right now is relatively build order focused, right? There's a lot of all-ins that can be tricky to hold, and you need to sometimes just get a little bit fortunate as well. And MaxPax, of course, his style also doesn't do him any favors when it comes to consistency, because it is pretty much out there. So we see this third base is being taken. The Adept was out of position, which sucks for him. Now Stalker needs to come down. This is risky though. Yeah, we need to warp in an Adept in both places. We have 4 more links running across the map. If that Adept warp in didn't happen at the third, this Stalker would be in some serious trouble. But as that Adept warp in did happen, right now these 2 Adepts should be able to clean this up. We have 10 more links. We have a Roach Warren going down. Do we have a second gas?
We do not.
What do you... Look at that pylon.
Yeah, I was looking at it, yeah.
Oh, that's... No, that could have been 2 drones. It was just a single one though. This is gonna be a 4 gate, 5 gate, 6 gate? Has to be 6. I'd get 6 gates here.
Well.
Okay, if you're gonna take a single gas in the... Oh my god, this link's gonna be able to do something. That Oracle only has 7 seconds worth of energy here. We're gonna need to see a couple of Adept warp-ins. Warp them in front, which is relatively risky. If there was more links being ready to cross, there could be a real issue. He needs to warp behind. He needs oh my god. What a save. Wow. That was super clutch. What a play. What a play. What a play. What a play. That was brilliant. Now, the thing that I was going to be upset... What? Is a Roach Queen all in?
Yeah, Roaches are moving across the map. MaxPax is setting up the Adepts to run by. I mean, this could get weird. The problem, there's just no way you clean up this army though as MaxPax, right?
So you pray that he moves back, but also loses like 10, 15 workers, you know? He needs to go right now with the Adepts. He needs to go, but he's not aware that he needs to go. Because this Oracle is staying at home. This is not looking good for MaxPax here. He doesn't have anything to deal with this. Here comes the Adept Shade into the third base. There's a lot of drones there. The Queen just popped. Immediate drone pool coming out of Rogue. What's he doing with the units? He keeps going. He keeps going. The rallies are at home. Of course, these are Ling reinforcements, not Roach reinforcements. 2 Roaches do start now. Dark Shrine starts on the side of MaxPax. He has nothing at home though. That Oracle has no energy. Void Ray has started. Sentry, will it be able to cast the Force Field in time? Does get a Force Field off, but it's just going to end up dying anyway, so that's not going to be a big deal. These Adepts on the other side are not doing the damage yet. Right now they're getting 6 drones. We'll get a shade into the main base. MaxPax is controlling this fantastically for how bad this situation is. Rogue is going for the throat, by the way. He's only on 35 workers right now, and he doesn't have that many units at the front. Don't forget, the Dark Shrine did start. It did start late, and it is in the natural, which all of these things do suck a little bit. But if MaxPax survives, he gets 1 DT on the other side of the map, and he clears the Spore on that third base. That's a big deal. Then getting some Spores at him. I think MaxPax might be holding. Wardy.
Yeah, I mean, the more time he buys, right, every step towards that Dark Shrine is going to be an absolute hold. The Adepts are here, so you can buy more time. Rogue didn't get through this Cyber Core because of the Super Battery. Now he's still trying to bust up. He's going to finish off the third base. Still just massing Lings behind this with a worse work account. I mean, it's just going to be a question of whether DT's going to be able to do enough. As we come up this ramp, we're going to be seeing the first DTs warping in right on top of this army. Burst of Battles on the pylon, but DTs are here now, and these Queens are starting to drop. Roaches are going to be in trouble as well, and this army of Rogue is going to do nothing but disappear right now. It's being held up massively. The SimCity is good. Another DT shows up, and the Adepts just buying a lot of time as MaxPax is putting out so much damage. Rogue starts a lab, but there's no going home with any of these units, so they're all going to end up dying. As he tries to push in, obviously Ling reinforcements are just going to end up dying to the Adepts, and that is a defense from MaxPax.
Yeah, Super Battery also putting in some work in those dying seconds. Now, there's still an aggressive pylon there. Look at this DT warp in. This shouldn't be quick enough at killing that shrine though, or that spore, excuse me. There's a layer on the way as well. Here comes the DT. No, he's not going to go for the spore. He's going to go for a couple of drones. Gets 1, gets 2. He's going to get a third one, then will die most likely. Gets maybe a 4th. No, misses some of... Yeah, gets a Ling. That's not it. Charge starts. Nexus on the way. 44 workers against 40. Rogue right now needs to build a lot of freaking units. 2 more DTs are being warped in right now. We see... Oh no, that Oracle Morph is so unlucky. Get the Oracle in position. He needs that Oracle right now. He's going to be able... I think he will be able to save it. Oh, that's a big deal. Oh, Rogue, you're gonna need to play so freaking well right now to survive, let alone get out ahead. The third base is a good call out of MaxPax, and we see some nice Overlord spread coming out of Rogue. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but I like that he's getting vision, because here comes MaxPax with the 2 Adept Warp in. Brilliant play by Rogue, already getting that vision, realizing that this is a possibility, as both of these guys are making these best out of not just just an extremely weird situation, honestly. Good micro so far out of Rogue, kiting, chasing, stutter stepping against these Archons. 2 drones fell on his side, and Rogue with basically a perfect defense. Then what I thought was going to be a real issue appears to be none at all for Rogue here, who control these Roaches and Ravagers extremely well. A Berserk might have fallen apart against just the 2 Adepts into the natural, the DT in the third, but Rogue said no, I'm completely fine against it. Now even has a Ling run by setup, so it's going to be able to catch a couple of those probes, even if it's only 2. Every little thing matters at this point. Hydra then is coming down as well. There's no upgrades yet for either player, and we have a second Stargate on the way. Oh my god.
This, what a game, number 5, as Rogue is going into Hydra, so he's actually going to be very well prepared for a second Stargate and more Void Ray production. I'm a little bit worried for MaxPax in that regard, as Rogue just gets up to his, 3-base economy again. I mean, at this stage, he's building a lot of Hydras. He's just going to build Hydras and go? I guess not, right? He's building Groove Spines instead of Mustico Augment, so I guess he's going to hang back a little bit and probably take a 4th base.
Yeah, but that's a late 4th base, Wardy. And
Yeah,
the queen count is non-existent. He's gonna go. Otherwise, he would have rebuilt queens. He's gonna go. This is a fake 4th.
Yeah.
Fake 4th, Wardy. That's a fake 4th, Wardy.
It's a fake 4th, actually.
That's not a real 4th.
It's not
actually,
real.
That is not what we call a real 4th base. We have Robo coming down. I believe this is going to be for Robo Bay. Okay, second Robo. Can we get a Robo? If it's a Robo Bay, this is fantastic for MaxPax. Yeah, this is really good. The window is closing for Rogue, but Rogue has absolutely brilliant micro. And even though right now we're playing on Central, he's been capable of just moving in ways that that many a Zerg wouldn't be able to do on their home server. He just is so solid. MaxPax is a little bit over eager there with the Void Rays, and Rogue properly with those Hydras chases him. Some nice stutter stepping. Yeah, okay. So basically, Rogue is just. This is a hard sell on that 4th base, right? Did MaxPax see it? Yeah, he saw the 4th base. MaxPax see it. Okay, there's a 4th base here. He probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes his own 4th base at this point. Yeah, he's buying it. Rogue did a good job. He's a brilliant salesman. If you walk into his showroom, Wardy, you're walking out with 2 cars. Like, and you were just asking directions for the nearest by toilet. Like, this guy is brilliant. He sold this so well to MaxPax, and now MaxPax realizes he has 2 disruptors on the way. Once those finish, this fight is gonna go different. There's a lot of sentries as well. Good force field to delay. Well, it feels like the inevitable. This is a massive army that somehow Rogue managed to mess up. Here are the disruptor shots. Take it away, Wardy.
Yep, disruptors need to line up their shots correctly. Here's the Hydra. It is a massive Zerg army, isn't it? First disruptor shot comes up, Rogue dodges back. He's going to start an infestation pit, so he doesn't really see a way to immediately kill MaxPax, or at least he wants a backup plan in case he can't. He's going to come in from the 2 sides, make the best concave possible. He is going to get a good concave, but again, the disruptor shots are being kept, and there's going to be 2 more in a moment or so, so you will have more disruptors to fly at this. That's going to be massive. He's going to get a couple Hydras and a Ravager on the bottom side. On the left side, he's going to get a couple Ravagers and a Ravager and a Hydra, I believe. I mean, Rogue's still trying to press forward here, but I think the numbers are here for MaxPax. The Void shouldn't go down at this stage. There's only 3 or 4 Hydras left, and 1 more disruptor shot's going to land dead center to just guarantee there's not enough Hydralisks. Rogue gets pushed back, and he's losing drones during this as well. I'm not sure what that was. It's DT on the 4th base, just coming through for a bunch of kills, and MaxPax says, cool. Solidify my lead with this defense, going to start a fleet beacon and really just go into a late game that Rogue should never be able to handle.
Yes, I'm not entirely sure about that though. Because I feel like that Rogue actually seems pretty okay when it comes to these extremely long games. I wouldn't mind if, rather than a fleet beacon, he just starts charge. Templar Archives adds 5-6 gateways, then you already have the setup with the disruptors for potential Rogue Hydra Lurker, and you can just get those Archons as like some extra buffer in your army. You're gonna be fighting against a guy. Oh, here comes the first counterattack, Wardy. Here comes the first counterattack.
Yep.
Double disruptor shots being used at once. I feel like MaxPax a little bit trigger happy also in that fight to use them so fast. Right now he needs to return back home with his army because these disruptors are now empty, and Rogue did finish elementary school. He says, hey, I saw 4 balls fly towards me. I think there only was 4 disruptors as well. I can take out these cannons. He does that. Now he will need to run away at this point, but he's buying some time. He's gonna be adding more roaches and hydras already at this point. He has an evo chamber. The first carrier is now on the way. This disruptor's gonna hit big. Oh my god, this was brilliant. Yeah, if you dance with the devil long enough, you're gonna get burned eventually, and that's what happened here for Rogue, as MaxPax finally gets these hits that he needed on his third base. Yeah, I just wish that he had an attacking plan here, which he already had charge as well. I said he should research charge, but he already had it. Like, I feel like there's so much potential for a push, and these carriers might just slow this game down enough for Rogue to start thinking about the light at the end of the tunnel. He doesn't see it yet, Wardy. He's not there yet, but he can imagine it again. And before, he was in a place where that wasn't even possible.
Yep. I'm with you, right? I think he did have a defense, right? And he had an opportunity to go and take advantage of that. But yeah, now he slowed the game down a lot, and it's scary against someone like Rogue, who you know can just make crazy things happen. He's already got the Vipers up. He made the right calls as well, right? He saw what was happening.
Oh, yeah.
So he made a bunch of drones. His economy is booming, and absolutely the kind of economy you're going to need to fight against carriers and so on as the game goes on. MaxPax also progressing, though. He's getting Storm for the ground army. He's getting +2 air weapons as well, so that's something else to keep in mind, that he's going to have good upgrades on these carriers, as he has just got a couple of Zealots bottom right. Wouldn't mind seeing a few Zealots left side as well. Just try and pull Rogue around a little bit and just, again, buy more time for more carriers, but he was very late to start the next carrier. Only one started, and it took a little while for it to begin.
Yeah, definitely. I like how it's a booming economy, and I look at the word count of like 68. I'm like, well, I guess. I guess. Oh my god, here go the first 2 carriers. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Oh no, MaxPax. Oh, such fight. Yeah, what a beautiful position he created for himself, and then one moment of not paying attention. Well, it wasn't even not paying attention, just not being ready for the Vipers, right? He just didn't believe that Rogue was capable of getting those Vipers out. Is he actually in danger of dying right now? To a road it
doesn't have storms, does he? So he just lost everything that he's been relying on this entire time. The Vipers just put such a dent in MaxPax's army, and now, well, he just loses the 4th base because of it. So Rogue up on the top side, a disruptor shot fires and does connect. And a really ridiculous game here on Pillars of Gold, but it looks like Rogue might actually have the winning play now.
Jeez Lord, man. Well, absolute banger of a game though. The emotional roller coaster that Rogue must have been going through in this game. Like, he was out.
He was dead.
This game was completely over, and honestly, beautiful micro.
Multiple times, I think.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, he was dead multiple times. He was dead, and then MaxPax just kept burying him again and again, and every single time he walked away and Rogue, you saw the arm sticking out. It's like, oh, I thought I threw enough dirt on there, but no. Rogue just, he came back to life, man. It's crazy. This was over. Like, this is, yeah.
It's hard to put it into words, right? Because it's just been that crazy a situation as Hydra's push forward right now. MaxPax being chased away. His carriers are trying to do something. He's going to lose a couple of Void Rays out in the front as well. I mean, the Hydras obviously have already denied this 4th base. They're going to do it once again. Moving back over the right here. Just picking off intercepts, and that's the issue. There's not enough carriers to truly be scary. So your interceptors go down too quickly, and then you just don't have the actual, then the carriers are just useless deadweight units, right? So now you lose the High Templar, the Void Rays are going down, the carriers don't have the interceptor count. Disruptor is apparently on cooldown, it's just sat there not doing anything, so I mean, the Hydra's back away one more time, and again may just go for the 4th base denial, but rebuilding so many more Hydras. Nice last moment split there after he was for a moment looking to attack in, then decided against it at the last second.
Yeah, this has been one hell of a freaking series, by the way. Like, just absolutely crazy all the way throughout. Just brilliant strategies by both players, and Rogue just seeming a little bit too strong here in the end, winning the game with Roach Hydra Viper, a composition that wasn't viable anymore in 2014. He manages to make it work somehow, some way. Another Viper comes in right at the moment. like it's crazy, no? Like, every single time this just seemed to happen. Holy crap, what a game. what a game, what a series as Rogue takes it. And we'll be moving on to the semifinals tomorrow to face Bunny,
Yes.
if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, you will face Bunny in the first semi-final